In this tutorial, we'll make the effect of light shining through a window onto this wall. We'll start by making a new layer and select a rectangle and fill it with white. We'll duplicate that twice and then duplicate all of that lot twice more and deselect. Those are the panes of glass in the window. Now let's distort this to make it follow the perspective on this wall. We're not actually going to use this layer in the final composition, but it'll form the basis for what comes next. First, hold Command or Control and click on the thumbnail to load up the pixels in this layer. And let's hide the layer. We'll make another new layer, and we'll call this one Shadow. Now we'll inverse the selection, so everything else is selected, and we'll feather it. Let's give this a feather radius of 8 pixels. On our new shadow layer, let's fill it with black, and deselect. To complete the three-dimensional effect, we need to make it look as if the shadow rolls across these objects which are standing forwards from the wall. So let's select this bit of the shadow and move it over. We can use the smudge tool to bring the wall shadow over to it, and we can use the smudge tool to bend the shadow up where it goes over this chair. Much more convincing. Now let's reduce the strength of this shadow to around 50%. What we have to do now is to give the effect of a glow on the wall from the light coming in through the window. So let's load up this shadow area and inverse the selection so that everything except the shadow is selected. When we now choose curves from the adjustment layer dialog, because we have an active selection, as you can see just behind here on the mask for the adjustment layer, everything outside that selection is masked off and won't be affected. So we'll begin by lightening up this section of wall slightly. Let's go to the red channel, add a bit more warmth to it. That's altogether rather too pink, so we'll put a bit of green in there as well, just to make it a good yellow glow. And there's our afternoon sunlight streaming in through this window.